Yo, what's happening, you beautiful savages? Uncle Joey here with my main man, Lee Syatt, for another episode of the Church New Testament. It's July the 1st. The rent is due. Wash your muffler, and let's get out there and make it a beautiful day to be alive. Hey, what's going on? Uncle Joey here. Listen, it's 4th of July weekend. If your dick is malfunctioning, it's time for some Blue Chew, Jack. Blue Chew is the brand you know and love for offering chewable tablets for better sex. Now they're launching something new. You ready? Blue Chew Max combines the active ingredients of Viagra and Cialis into one chewable. You're about to be unstoppable. Listen, if you thought Blue Chew was good, wait till you get the Blue Chew Max. You can get started even without leaving the couch. Sign up at BlueChew.com. Chat with one of their licensed medical providers, and if you're approved, you'll get a prescription within days, delivered to your house. Nobody knows nothing, not even the mailman. And get ready to polish that helmet and sling it, Jack. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. If you want it medium hard, hard, or fucking bang my head off the stove hard, Blue Chew got you covered. And we got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month of Blue Chew free. You're sitting there, Joey. Listen, I want the bang her head on the pipe one. Yeah, you sure I get it for free? Free! When you press in promo code Joey, Joey, just pay a fin for shipping. That's $5. That's it. Nobody knows nothing. That's promo code Joey. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. Like, don't eat two of them because you might sink the fucking ship. You know what I'm saying? You might have to drive on the 4th of July. Shit's hanging out. You don't want to do that. But anyway, that's a complete different type of party. I want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast and for giving this tremendous offer. So that's promo code Joey when you visit BlueChew.com. Right now, go look at yourself in the mirror and go, beep, 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 beep. I'm ready to sling some dick. Have a great 4th of July. We're back. That's it. Don't forget Blue Chew. It's the summertime. If you're going to sling dick, don't forget Blue Chew. That's all I can tell you. It is Blue Chew, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Always Blue Chew.
Only
What's happening,
Blue
Tarzan?
Chew. Dude, R.I.P. the stairs. This is the last month of the stairs.
That's it?
That's it.
One more month?
That's it.
What are you going to do with the stuff up there? Burn it?
I'm gonna try to sell it. Who knows?
Who's going to walk up those steps?
I don't know. Nobody, right? I'm going to give some stuff to my mom. I'll burn some of it. Who knows?
Oh, my God.
It's the fucking biggest waste of goddamn money.
No, it wasn't. It was
I love living here.
You know
was
what,
just
Lee? You said it the best. It got you here.
Yeah.
It got you here. And your first apartment, nobody moves in to the Trump Towers the first time, you know?
No.
You're going to have rats, shit you didn't see. Because when you're excited, the ether.
Right.
Like, and I know that's what happened to you. You're like, oh, yeah, I'm moving to New York. 4 staffs. I could do this shit every day. Fuck you. When you told me, I was like, this motherfucker's out of his bird.
Well,
He's never walking those steps. And I was correct.
Well, you were correct, but this has been the craziest year of my life. Like, I don't know. It's a year anniversary of me breaking up with my last girlfriend.
Here we go with Athena. Oh, shit.
What?
There you go. What happened?
What'd I do?
Nothing. Just teaching. Just torturing you shit.
I feel like I'm walking into a conversation that's already going on. There we go. What do you mean? I don't know.
Here we go.
And it was. I moved to New York thinking like, oh, I'm going to get put. Like, that's the apartment that I had like an outdoor space. It was nice. I thought I was going to get pussy. And then I meet someone 2 weeks in.
That's what happens.
And then, yeah. So it's fucking crazy.
But it's great. At least you're
it's
in a
amazing.
relationship. You're in love. She could bake.
Oh,
she's pretty. You know, she smells good.
Thank you.
She's got a nice apartment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, that is my first apartment in New York. Dude, New York with money is a completely different. Like, they spin the rotating door for you at her place. That's someone's job.
Anywhere with money, they take care of you. You know, can you imagine living in New York and struggling right now? Like, 8 people in a 4-bedroom apartment, 2 of them on the couch. You got 1.5 bathroom. That means at all times, all your bathrooms stink like shit.
Oh my God.
When you have more than, your bathroom's always going to smell like a fucking billy goat. unless somebody sleeps at their girlfriend's or boyfriend's house. Struggling in New York sucks.
Dude, I have a friend who I met in LA who's a comic. He survives out here because he's a golf caddy during the day, and they give him a free place to live, like the Caddy Shack house. He got home last year. His ceiling was like, it was just like raining in his fucking room. Like all the pipes burst.
In L.A.?
In New York. Like the
Whoa.
house that they give him. I met him when we lived in LA, and he moved here to do comedy, and he's a caddy. He's a great comic, doing great in the city, but he survives because he has a free place to live because he's a caddy. But everything just burst. Like it's
in the caddy room?
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck, he's been living for free for a year. At least I caught a break. We'll go to a hotel, live by the week. Hotel 6 will sign you up for 28 days.
Yeah, for fucking $8 million.
No, you tell him it's a weekly rate.
Not in New York.
Well, he can't stay in Manhattan, Lee.
Right.
You know, what the fuck? What are you, crazy?
Apparently.
New York. No, he's going to have to go up to fucking the debts of, all the way out there and get a fucking Motel 6. What's the other airport in Long Island?
Islip or Islip?
Islip, yeah. Welcome to Islip. Fucking guy. Listen, there's no fucking shortcuts. L.A., both of those cities struggling. Sucks dick. I still remember having to shoplift cigarettes and fucking, take a soda from the gas station and shit.
Yeah.
That's when you have to, the checks would come out at 5 at the Comedy Store. I'd be there at 4:30. Like just whistling and shit. Like, can't wait to get that $75 check. I'm gonna go to Wendy's and get the fuck. Yeah.
I love how you knew what time the checks came out.
Yeah, the checks were there after 2, from 2 to 5. And the mailman came every day at 12:35. I was out there at attention at 12:20 in case he got lost or somebody tried to kidnap him.
Oh my God. Did they start to expect you?
Oh my God. When I lived on Gardner or Schrader, I don't know, wherever Ralphie lived, that same building, the mailman knew us by first name. If I got a check, the mailman wouldn't just put it in my box. He'd knock on Ralphie's door and say, I'm saving Joey the suspense.
Wait, you were getting mail at Ralphie's house?
No, because I was getting mail there at somebody's house. Somebody in that building, I was getting my mail there.
Right.
For the longest time. For years, I was getting my mail there. I can't remember whose box it was. It was either Celine's, Gavin's, fucking Jody's. It could have been Ralphie's.
Right.
So I would be there. I knew them, and he was Filipino. So I knew his schedule.
That's amazing.
You think I'm fucking kidding you? He would tell me when he wasn't going to be there the next week. Like, I'm going on vacation. Poop, poop, poop. I will not be here. So the other guy come late. So just to let you know. But I'd be fucking waiting there. It was always this. And people would say to me, you getting a check? I don't know. But if you're not out here, you won't get dick. Right or wrong? If I didn't get a check, then I had to go hustle. Then I had to go put the day together. Well, I got $8. Let me at least get a Chinese lunch. I was waiting for 35. And dog, I'm going to be honest with you guys. A lot of times I wasn't getting a check, and a check would come from something I didn't even expect.
How good does that feel when you get a surprise check?
Oh, my God. I still remember being broke, and I had to get a plane ticket. And I went downstairs, and I go, I guarantee Terry didn't check the mail. This is when me and Terry lived together, because I was getting mail at 2 places for a long time. And I'll never forget going downstairs, and we had just gotten married. We were moving to the Valley, and I needed money. And I went downstairs. Remember when The Sopranos stopped in 2007 or 9? HBO put a box set out, and in the front they put the Mad TV sketch. So they paid me for that.
Nice.
And I'll never forget going downstairs expecting a dick day and opening up my thing, and there was like a check for $2,400.
Oh,
going,
shit.
Are you fucking kidding me? Like at 9:30. No, I was clean then. I was clean, spotless clean. But I still remember going to Celine's after the Comedy Store one night, 10 o'clock at night, and trying to no money, and Celine going, Joey, go over there. You got a check in the mail. No, you got something in the mail. And I went over there. There was a letter that was already open, and it was the that dude that became a comedian, they took all his movies away. He used to have a reality show on Fox, and I did the episode 4. I played a pizza guy. Jamie Kennedy? Yes, Jamie Kennedy Experiment.
Oh, shit, okay.
I did episode 4 or 5 or some stupid shit.
That must have been a while ago. I remember that show.
Dog, that was 2001 or 2.
Jesus.
The show was a hit.
Right.
But they couldn't shoot the episodes fast enough. So they kept re-showing mine.
Nice.
And I'll never forget, at 10 o'clock at night, I'm like, man, the night's done. It looks like I'm going home. And Celine's like, go over there. There's something over there for you. And it came open. I remember going in there. It was 2 checks for $650 a day's pay. And I ran to the fucking check cashing place on my old house in Hollywood.
Right.
I basically ran up there because I thought they closed. They didn't. They were open 24 hours. I was pissed.
That you run?
Yeah, because I had to catch the coke dealer. He closed at 1, so I ran over there. But I got my checks cashed. But that's great. You know, even now, like my residual checks, like when I look at, my wife doesn't deposit 1 anymore. She waits till I get 10 of them.
Okay.
And she deposits all 10 of them at once. And I wish I could read you guys the amounts I get. You would die. Like it starts like at 1 penny, 3 pennies, 18 cents, $92. Then it goes back to $4.21, $5.18, $320, 28 cents, 22 cents. Like, so if 10 checks come, 2 of them will be worth catching. There's 3 of them that my wife will sit there and look at and go, why would they send you a check for this fucking amount?
I was just gonna ask, like the stamp makes it not even worth it. Why not just direct deposit into your account?
I'm at a point in my life where I get them every fucking day.
Yeah.
I get them every day for a show I did 30 fucking years ago. Now they air it in Japan. And they send me like, those are the good ones. When you get the white envelope with the red paperwork,
oh, snap.
That's when you're like, oh shit.
What's the red paperwork?
The red paperwork is international and shit. Grey Poupon and shit.
Do they pay you even though you're not talking? Like, do they dub over you?
Yeah, they dub over you, but they show you.
They still pay you?
Those checks are 21 cents. when I open those up, I'm like, what, bitches? You open them up, 21. The other day I had like, yeah, I'm not lying to you. I must have got 9 checks. My wife deposited them one day last week because I just put them on the thing when I get them.
Right.
And then I go to sag.org. You go to sagafter.org, and they'll tell you what's coming, the date it's coming, and what's in process. So, dog, when I had nothing, I lived on that website.
Just hitting refresh all day.
Every Sunday at 6 o'clock, they refreshed it. Okay, so they would start on Sunday at 6 o'clock, and it would tell you when your checks were going to be there, when they were going to get mailed out. So on those days, I already had that money spent. George, I'm coming over at 1 to pick up an 8th. Dog, let's go get some Chinese at 1. All right, then we'll go to, what's his name, get an 8th of weed, and then we'll go to Ricky Cruz, pick him up and get high.
Did you have it on your calendar? Like, check for $5.
You don't put none in your calendar. It's all in the coconut.
It's all there?
But in those days, the checks were heavy.
Right.
Those checks were like $333, $682, because it was the top of the tier. It was 20 years ago.
Right.
So I'd be just parked out there like a child. And when he would come, I'd be like, oh, shit. And when I went in there, if that check wasn't there for some reason, there was one check that didn't come for fucking like a week. I was pissed. I was on the phone with SAG every day. And because of that, till this day, I still have the number you call when you're missing a check. I never got rid of that number.
Oh, my God.
That number's been in this phone since 2002 because I lost a check for like $500. I had like 9 checks sent to me. That's the funny thing about that. That week was my biggest payoff ever at that time. I had like 9 checks sent to me. All the checks were over $50, but the one I was waiting for was that. In my world, I got every check except the $500 one. And I had to wait 30 days to file a fucking complaint.
Oh, no.
And then once you file the complaint, it takes another 120 days to process. So kiss that check goodbye. But what a lot of people don't know, and I'm going to drop it on you right now, especially if you live in Hollywood, because those motherfuckers are treacherous. Once a year, I would drive down to SAG after SAG. I would go to SAG first, go upstairs and say, can I please get the box of checks that got returned? Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
It was just checks that never got sent to you or delivered?
They got sent to my fucking address. But for some reason, they didn't deliver them. No, he don't live here no more. Shit like that when they put the arrow going backwards on your shit. Yeah, and I would go, what the fuck? I live there. And then they would have them to like an address in like Jersey. Like they went online for an address, and they come up with, like, why would you send this to Fairview, New Jersey? That's the address we had. No, you didn't. I live in L.A. Why would I put fucking a North Bergen address? Like, that's what they would do to me. So you go down there and come home with like 800. What?
Oh, God.
But you had to wait once a year. Like, you had to, like, because if you went every other week, you look like a fucking pauper.
Well, I was going to say.
But the after department always fucked up your checks. And this is what pissed me off about those motherfuckers.
What'd they do?
They always got the address to bill you, correct. Not a poop. All their bills always come back without the hand. Everything else came back. They're another motherfucker. They dig through the computer and look for your old addresses and send them there on purpose. So, because after 90 days, the check is null and void.
You think it's a scam? Dude, I wouldn't be surprised.
Who do you think you're dealing with? Joy Bananas? I finally had to figure, when you're broke, you figure that type of shit out. You're like, how come they didn't lose any other check but my big one for 120 fucking days? Maybe the production company, who the fuck is, but the production company has to send a check to SAG. SAG recuts the check and sends it to you.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Very seldom do you get a check from the production. Every once in a while. Those are the mistakes I would get. Checks from production companies that would send them to you. And dog, when you're broke, you know all the protocols. So when you do a commercial, you got to check within 30 days. They suck dick. But if you do a TV or a film, you should be getting your money in 10 days.
Whoa.
So now you signed the paperwork and you gave the control of your agency to take that check. Well, guess what they're going to do? They're going to deposit it and tell you they never got dick. I would have the producers on the other line and go, listen, before you say what you're going to say, I want you to think about what you're going to say. Mm-hmm. You better think about what you're going to say. I got, what's your name? Liam. I got Liam from Partners, whatever that's a new they just came to New Jersey. Entertainment Partners. Liam, tell my manager when he sent the check. June 1st. It's July fucking 1st. Why don't I have my check? Well, we never got it. Liam, did they get it? You should see how many people I caught in that.
Damn.
They sent it. And then I found out they were sending the checks after 3 days. Like if you shot and you caught the fucking pay period right, like if you shot on a Tuesday, you got to check on Friday. Your agent would sit for a month and a half. Listen, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you an extra 2%. Just mail me the check when I get it, because I'm over here starving.
2%?
Yeah, whatever. Why are you holding?
That's a lot of percent.
What are they going to make on $600? Oh, yeah, that's $600 check. That's scale.
Yeah, but what about, if you think they're doing this with you, I was just thinking about the
guys. And you have 200 fucking clients.
What about the people who are on like those shows that are on for 10, 20 years? If you're getting these kind of checks, they must be getting 50 checks a day. Like those people who are on movies or shows forever.
Yes.
Holy shit.
It's a fucking scam. It's a fucking scam. Yeah.
There
was a part 15 years ago where I went to this agency, and one day I would sit on SAG every fucking Sunday. 6 o'clock. I don't give a fuck what's going on. You got a computer? Yeah. Okay. 6:01, I'm on SAG. I would see like 20 checks came. So I call SAG and I'm like, hey, my ID number, date of birth, whatever the fuck you need, address. You sent those checks to me, but I haven't gotten one of them. They're like, hold on. And they were like, no, we sent them to your agent. And I go, why would you do that? And they go, because they have a release. I ran to that agent and I go, dog, where's my money? And they're like, what money? And I go, let's go to the computer, this money. And they're like, oh, yeah, we take that. And we take 10%. And I go, you didn't book that.
Oh no.
You didn't book that. I'll take you to fucking court right now. You better undo that. Well, you signed the agreement. I don't give a fuck what I signed. How can you take commission on a job you never fucking booked?
How did they even get a check for something they didn't book? That's crazy.
They took that thing when I signed on with them.
Right.
Whatever I was signing, they took and sent it to fucking SAG.
Jesus.
And I called my lawyer, and he goes, no. They put that in after the paper. Because I always run that shit by my lawyer at the time. Always. You know, the guy from Goonies. Fucking Ralphie's lawyer.
Oh, they added something to your contract after you signed it?
They would send that paperwork in. They would forge it. Look, these motherfuckers, you got to watch your paper like a motherfucker. People think it's just, And you see Jay-Z jumping up and down in Paris. Even that guy's got to watch his money.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care what level of entertainment you are or whatever. You have to watch your fucking paper constantly.
And that's so sad for a guy like me who's like hoping one day to have an agent, is that like there's people like there's
Look, every fucking year, three agents and 2 managers go to jail. Every fucking year. If you look closely, we know somebody who threw his manager in fucking jail, Nick Turturro.
Damn.
That motherfucker was taking everything. Everything, because they become your personal managers, and they're like, okay, I'll handle everything. And you're like, oh, yeah, the spotlight is great. And meanwhile, they're eating lobster tails. And
yeah. Like, are you talking about like paying their regular bills? I don't understand that at all. How hard is it to set auto pay?
You are so fucking tied up as an entertainer. There's a lot of people who are in comedy or acting or music that listen to this. There's a level that you get to, it's $60,000 a year. People are going to try to rob you at every, you know, it's like I feel bad for like, what about the guy I caught that was my Apple guy?
Oh, yeah.
Remember with the missing hand?
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker, no wonder he had a missing hand. Somebody cut it off from stealing.
Oh, no.
We had to take him to court. For what he settled for, it was like, he was just, but I could feel it because when we didn't have the podcast, the numbers were great. And all of a sudden, the podcast booming, everything's selling, except my CDs. Are you fucking stupid? And we kept asking him, oh, no. Sales have been down. I do Rogan. I remember those days. That first album I did live at fucking the Three Aces.
Yeah, Three Clubs.
That? I remember nobody even fucking talked to me back then. I'd done the longest show. I had this dude talk me into doing a CD for his company. I put that thing on Apple. I think I sold 3 of them in 5 years. I swear to God. One night, I'm having dinner in Vegas, and my text goes off, and it's that guy. And he goes, I'm sending you a check for $1,900. And I fucking got up and called him. I go, what are you talking about? And your checks are always $9, $8.50. And he goes, I don't know. You did something, and all your CDs sold out or something.
What?
I'd gone on Rogan.
Oh, okay.
Every time you went on those shows in those days, they bought everything. And he kept, so after that, I went on Rogan 25,000 times. And he's telling me, oh, you just sold 3 CDs. So I signed with that dude, and I said, look into that. This motherfucker came back and goes, dog, this motherfucker. No wonder he's got a missing hand.
That's
and I
crazy.
could tell because he started dating a young girl. And when I met him, he had like a shitty car. And when I met him the second time, he had a convertible Audi.
Don't go from a shitty car to an Audi.
Yeah, you don't go from a shitty car to a convertible Audi. So I knew something was not right. And then the chick broke his heart. He went deep. You got to go to psychotherapy and sell the car, reminded him of her and shit. I wish I was lying to you guys. It was not good.
Was he stealing the money to pay for stuff for the girl?
I think he was just stealing the money to impress the girl.
And
you're
like,
gonna get, bro, you're gonna get that a lot. I was with an agency once that he didn't rob me, but there was an agent that seemed very nice. And one day I heard they took him out of there with handcuffs. He was, bro, there's 1,000 ways to rob a client.
And what do you think? Do you think it's just so easy for them that they're never going to notice? It's just too much temptation.
Okay, you sign with a manager.
Right.
And the guy sells you on, we take care of everything. Okay. We get your plane tickets, hotels, rental cars. You give me a card. 3 years, nothing ever happens. Then one day they get an assistant. You know?
Right. Okay.
Now he's got access to your cards. Now you're seeing bowling, $89. You haven't bowled since high school. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. That's how it starts. And if they get away with bowling once or twice, then they'll take her for dinner, and then they'll take her for another dinner, and then next thing you know, you're financing plane tickets to Alaska. It's never happened to me, but it's happened to 3 or 4 comics I know.
Well, is that because you have your wife like to help you in a lot of ways that maybe some other comics don't?
That taught me that I would book my own plane tickets even today.
The plane tickets, yeah.
Even today, I still look at my own plane tickets and book them. Even today, I do all that shit.
And obviously
I don't have the heart to go, Lee, do me a favor, get me a plane. And then you have to call me back and go, well, there's a 7:30, a 9:30, and an 11:30. All right, what time do we get back? Sunday, and then you call me back. Well, the 7:30 is not available. I can't do that as a human being. That's that's just stupidity.
And is it really?
That's just stupidity. I can't do that. Go back and forth over a fucking stupid fucking plane ticket.
It takes
just
longer.
Open it up. It takes a lot longer.
And then
it takes too much of my time. That's why people say to me, how come you never got an assistant? Because by the time I taught you the method, you're going to have a fucking heart attack. Because there's no method. It's just hustling. It's just get on the computer, do this. You're looking at dates. You got to check the hotel to see if they got a midnight room service. That's the first thing I look at. When we go to Boston and shit, you got to have something for me to eat. How many times you go back to a hotel? You're starving. They got potato chips.
They know about anything. Even nice hotels have nothing.
Forget it. I want to see the menu. I want to see the late night menu. It's always going to have a stupid fucking cheeseburger. You know that. They're always going to have a warm chocolate chip cookie, which I don't know why I would just get one cookie. Tell me I got a bag of Chips Ahoy for the small 20. Bring it up. Bring it up. Why you know what I'm saying? Like, wait till somebody opens up one of those hotels that you fucking pick your own midnight menu, like a prison menu. You send them at 11. You look at your remote, what's coming on? The Twilight Zone, fucking Eyes Wide Shut. Right. I'm up till 4. Fuck it. Okay, let me get a salami sandwich with bologna and fucking American cheese, lettuce, mustard. Put the mayonnaise under the fucking whatever, because I want the mustard on the salami. You know, and you sit there like Norton eating fucking and you know what, guys? I swear to my mercy, 9 out of 10 times, I don't eat. But I just want to know, if I can't sleep and I roll a joint and I go downstairs at 2 a.m, when I go down to smoke that joint, I'm thinking about that. I already looked at the menu. I already know what I'm going to order. This is just kicking up those taste buds a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I know. I mean, you haven't been on the road that much in the last year or so, but I've been out and like not at shitty hotels. Even if they have restaurants, they're not usually open all night. There's almost nothing.
That's what I'm fucking saying to you. That's why I'd rather pick a hotel that has a late night.
Right? No,
menu. What am I talking to my fucking self here?
No, I'm saying I know that's what you want, but I don't know how many of them you're gonna find. Plus,
you're not gonna find a lot.
When we're talking,
it's a W, Four Seasons,
right?
Maybe a Marriott. But you gotta look at the fine print with the other hotels because they'll throw curveballs at you.
What do they do?
It's like frozen pizza. And shit like that. We have pizza. We have burritos. And you're like, oh. And then you get there. But let me tell you something. If there's anything I miss from L.A., it's a lot of food. But I could go for 2 of those frozen burritos from the bodega. 2 of those bean and cheese motherfuckers late at night.
You mean 7-Eleven? What are you talking about?
Not 7-Eleven. Like one of those Mexican places. They had those little frozen burritos.
I didn't know they had those.
Fuck yeah. Even the fucking fruit. Like the little, yeah.
Yeah.
A little meat, a little fucking. Well, I would never do the pork. I ain't gonna lie to you, but it's so crazy how, as a comic, as an entertainer, you think, wow, once I get up there, my life's gonna ease up. Fuck you. You gotta work harder. You gotta keep your eyes more open. You gotta watch more shit, and that's where the mental stress comes from. It's not just writing jokes anymore.
Right.
You know, when that agent calls you and says, hey, how you doing? Good. Listen, I got a great date for you. July 24th, 25th, and 26th. And you're like, okay. And you take it. And you get there and it's like, man, you should have been here last weekend. People were everywhere. This is Black Biker and Midget Parade weekend. And you're like, ooh.
No one comes out
you know
that
what I'm
weekend.
Saying? Why did I come here? And then you don't know, so you don't even go, hold on 1 second. Let me see if they have a direct flight.
Right.
You don't know. You say, yeah, ready. They sign the thing, and all of a sudden you're like, direct flight. You got to fly to Mongolia and then back to fucking Newark and then up to Canada. You don't know these things.
Right.
You get burnt like 4 or 5 times. You're like, I'm not saying yes ever. I'll call you back in 5 minutes. I'm at a computer. I'm checking the hotels. I'm checking the late night menu. I'm checking the fucking Ubers. You have to check everything because then they'll get you okay. And then you get there. It's an hour from the hotel. They're only paying you $500.
Right.
It just costs you $75 each way. That's $150 out of $500. You don't know this shit. So there comes a time you have to check everything. You learn. And then one day you make a checklist. Fuck it. I'll call you back in 10 minutes.
Right.
Why? Because I got to cover my bases too. I got to check to see if it's a midget funeral or some shit before I go there this weekend. Because if not, that's what they keep saying that shit to you. Last week, the helicopters were dropping people off. There was people everywhere coming to the shows, and you're like...
Meanwhile, you have 10 people at your show or something?
You got 8 people, and one of them's a half a midget.
Yeah, and because you were talking about, like, managers doing it for you. And, like, I know you were busy, and I know there's people who are very busy, but do you really think there's someone you're that busy that you can't book a flight? Like, that doesn't make sense to me, like, that I couldn't in the back of an Uber. And I know it's like, I can, but I don't want to, but... That doesn't make sense.
Am I a control freak for doing that, or do I just want to know what I'm walking into? I want to know what I'm walking into. What if all this shit, if we go back and forth for 2 hours, I get up, I go to Newark, and you're like, no, it was LaGuardia.
Right, yeah.
Do you follow all this shit? That's why I don't like, you want to do business, you call me. You want to show me your titties? Text me. Okay? You want to say good morning? Text me. Anything business-wise, jump on the fucking call. So there's no misunderstandings. Get on the fucking call. Get on the call.
But then do you ever worry people are going to like say that you said something that you didn't, or they're going to say they didn't say something?
Write it down. You have to take notes when you talk to these people. Do I have a hotel? No. Confirmed. Okay. How far from the airport to the thing? Oh, it's about 2 hours. Is somebody going to pick me up? No. Don't even ask. Just assume. What time is the club manager going to pick me up?
Got it.
Oh, well, we don't do that. No. Oh, shit, you don't? Okay. I got to text them, and you don't because you want the gig. Right. But then they'll keep doing that to you, and then the word gets out, now you're a half a fag. Now you're driving from airport to airport. So these are things I learned. And I didn't care because after I did comedy for 9 years, but after 9 years, I got into the comedy store. Once I got into the comedy store, listen, here's the deal. I'll take the cheap payment, but you got to take a little fucking care of me. Right. I'm not up here playing a fucking violin or harmonica or putting a fucking wig on. I'm one of the Marines. I may not be a big timer today, but I'm going to be somebody, so you want to take care of me today. And that's what you have to tell these people. If not, you could sit at home and do the Comedy Cellar.
Right.
Or Stand, or Gotham, or whatever your home is. Once you're confident, you're like, what am I losing out on these idiots for?
Was it hard to make the jump from like doing comedy and then like making it a business? Like to change that mindset?
No, because how many times can you get fucked in the ass?
A lot.
You ever been jealous?
Yes.
Okay. How old were you when you were jealous?
Constantly.
Still till today?
Yeah.
Okay. As a Spanish kid, when I was like in the 6th or 7th grade, I used to get so jealous I'd light curtains on fire and stupid shit like that.
Okay. I never lit anything on fire, but...
And then I got that Cuban machismo to me. And I knew that wouldn't work in the real world. Like, I just knew it. So I had to lose those type of emotions for me to move forward as a man, you know? With comedy, you never really know. You never really know. But then again, I've always been a savage. I became a super savage when I got off the cocaine. And I started looking at life at what the fuck are we doing? What is the most important thing at my age? Is it doing this? Is it doing that? No, it's trying to become a person, trying to get some money. Everybody has money in the bank. At 45, I had no money in the bank. I had $21 one day and be at $112 the next. Then I'd jump it up again to $38.50 because I have to deposit my SAG checks in there. And then one day, my wife, it was about 5 years in, my wife asked me to look at my schedule. And she goes, let me see your schedule. And she goes, why are you doing that gig? That one. And she goes, I want you to cancel that. You're just killing yourself to live. It's not worth it. You have the Comedy Store. You always have the Comedy Store. You're doing these gigs. Some of them you make money, but you're losing money.
Right.
Between the gas, your time, the drive, the tolls, you're losing money. And then I just applied it to everything. Movies, TV, life. It's a fucking discipline in a way where what's the most important thing to you? To me at the time was becoming a great comic. So when you asked me to go to do something stupid, I don't have time for that.
You mean stupid like just
Anything,
people or
waste
like
of my
comedically?
time
Right.
compared to what I could be doing at night. My daytime, I don't give a fuck I'll do whatever you want in the daytime. But if it's between me getting on stage or me going to something that you and your friends are going to waste time, even though you're a comic. And then I'm just waiting for you to come to me one day and go, man, my career, But you had the time to go to a Yankee game and jump up and down 3 nights in a row for the World Series. Who gives a fuck? You could have watched it at home and done your spots. These guys were there that night, watching the crowd. Now they're not, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying the Yankees. I mean anything.
No, I totally get it.
Movies, anything. Like that was, like it becomes a business. You know, I see these comics that think that they're going to go on stage and say something so disgusting or so off color, they're going to piss the audience off and walk out. Okay, again, what's that expression? You won the war, but you lost the battle?
Other way around.
You won the battle, but you lost the war?
Right.
That's what you just did. This is a business. So why am I going up there and trying to piss my audience off?
Right. It's crazy when people do that.
Okay, so there's all these things that you start looking at things and going, I'm getting too old for this dumb shit. Hold on, let me cut my beard off and leave side chops and cut an eyebrow off. You could just be funny and write a joke.
Right.
So after a while, you just learn how to trim the fat off. And then you trim it off for life. And that's when it gets fucking really fun. That's when it gets really fun.
Why?
Because 2 nights ago, I was talking to George. And I sweat in my mother's grave. On the way home, I go, I did the show on the 27th. And today's the 29th. I'm 62 years old, and I'm like, the rent is due. 62. I don't even pay rent. I pay state taxes. But in my mind, in my fucking mentality, it's Saturday night. The rent is due. I swear to God, it was between me watching the UFC. That's how my mentality is. Like, I was like, I got time to watch this shit? But I'm like, yeah, I got paid last night. Do you know what I'm saying? But in my mind today, I'm like, tomorrow the rent is due. Chop, chop, motherfucker, because Friday's the 4th. And that means it's a double banger. It's like Christmas and New Year's. You ain't got time. You ain't got time to bleed, bitch. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the truth. And George is talking to me about something. I go, rent is due on Tuesday, George, right? And the conversation ended. That's it. That's all we need to talk about right now. The rent is due. You got the Yankees or not? You got the Red Sox? You got the over? Because everything else is nonsense. Everything else is nonsense.
But like, what? And I'm not saying I disagree with you. But when you say that to people, I know people will say to you, yeah, but you got to live life. You got to go to a Yankee game.
Good. Let me know. Let me know when you're paying your minimum payment on your credit card and you could have been doing something. Because there's nothing worse. I'm dealing with somebody right now who had a huge opportunity to do a ton of things, you know, and he's crying now. He's crying a lot because he wasted time. And there's nothing like wasting fucking time, okay? There's nothing, and there's nothing worse than being my age and going, fuck, I should have took that job in 92. Right now I'm starving because I didn't take that job in 92. I made a mistake 30 years ago that I'm suffering for right now. And we all think we're cute. Yeah, I got a couple thousand in the bank. I'm going to take a couple days off, buy some drinks, get a hat, make believe I'm somebody I'm fucking not. And you come back and what happens? Your car explodes. Your fucking car explodes.
Or you lose the job.
There goes you lost your job because you can't get to you can't get there unless you got a fucking Chinese guy that you're going to whip in a rickshaw. Do you know what I'm saying? Right. So now you're like, that shit, bro, I still think of shit. That's why I take these fucking gigs. Because I don't want to be 65 and Mercy can't have a bicycle. And I'm like, fuck. They offered me Atlantic City, but I had an ego. There ain't no ego when you got a kid.
Right.
There ain't no ego.
You'd have to fuck up pretty bad for Mercy not to be able to get a bike.
How many times you go to a strip club and have those women's are fucking moms? They got a stretch mark. They got a half a titty. The drug dealer father stabbed them. They're there selling that ass. Do you think that's what they want to do? No, they grew up in 18 and going, I don't want to go to college. I want to be a stripper and have some chubby guy named Joey stab me in the ass and, suck dick. No, but they had a kid. They made a mistake. And now they got to make two mistakes.
Got it.
You're already fucked up with the kid. You let some guy, Horatio, and now he's nowhere to be found. This little fuck. You know what I'm saying? He went back to Saudi Arabia, wherever the fuck.
Horatio's from Saudi Arabia?
ICE took him. I don't fucking know. With your luck, ICE will take you back. You fall in love and everything is great. You meet at Hudson County Park to eat corn. And all of a sudden, ICE is selling it to you and shit over there.
Dude, you have a whole life invented for this couple.
That's ICE selling corn over at Hudson County right now. Oh. I drove by. They got a little net. They're hidden. Last time I was hiding there, it was when Bernard King was playing basketball at the courts. You could see him. They even have a sign now that says, come get the corn. That means that ICE is by that corn machine waiting like a motherfucker. They're in that fucking jungle, that little lake over there like Rambo in part 2 when he came out of the mud and he stabbed the Russian in the neck.
ICE is hiding in the mud?
Doug, you want to make a bonus? That's all you got to do is call ICE and go to Hudson County Park on Sunday. They're all up there playing soccer. Just bring the big bus. Bring the big bus and shit. No, they don't play no more bocce. They took the court down. No, it's over. They don't play bocce no more. It was on Bergen Line. They took it off. No. Yeah, fucking 15 years ago. Where you been? No. Across the street from Jan Michael Vincent, from Vincent Bicycles. Get it together, George. Come on. We're here today. We're live in fucking wherever the fuck we are. But yeah, that's it. They're hiding in Hudson County. I saw them today. They're in the trees. Crazy. They got the Subarus down on Edgewater.
Why were you hiding in the park?
Huh?
Why were you hiding in the park?
Different purposes.
Oh, I can't believe you're driving around just like
I'm
reminiscing about, I was hiding in that park.
I don't want to go to jail, but I've been driving around looking for ICE. I see where they're going to be this weweek. They're going to be down by me. So I went for a little ride today looking for them. One from my favorite.
Why are you testing ICE?
I'm not texting them.
No, testing.
I want to see them in action. I want to see how they do it.
What if they pulled you over?
I got a beard and a funny disguise and a driver's license that says fucking Chad Johnson. Chad Ocho-Siete.
Oh, my God. That's crazy.
But you know what, man? We haven't discussed what we experienced Thursday and Friday nights. We had a nice... Listen, man, I didn't have the set I wanted to have. But everything else was so fucking great. Our families met. We had 8 different families there, 22 different generations. It was just... I would have had food if I would have known. I would have had nice catered afterwards, some ziti. Next time, now we know. What a fucking great theater.
Dude,
you did really greatly.
Well, I appreciate it. I didn't feel like I had the set. Because let's back up for people who don't know. You did Prudential. Well, Thursday we always have a great time at the dojo.
NJ Pack. We did the dojo Thursday as a walnut, which was warm up.
Yeah,
a walnut, a warm up, which is always it's a great little room.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody has a good time. He puts out food. I forget what his name is. It always blanks.
Mike at the dojo.
Mike Dojo is that's his name on my phone. Mike Dojo. So,
But Friday is what we were talking about. We did Prudential Hall at NJPAC, which...
Well, hold on.
I'm sorry.
Thursdays are something special over there.
Oh, dude, it was an amazing
something
show.
very nice over there. It's going to be hot in the summer. You know, I'm getting the surgery. For you guys who keep saying, why does Joey have a Band-Aid? Every week I get 3 people. Why do you have a Band-Aid? Because it doesn't fit on my asshole. How's that? I got an extra Band-Aid. I got to... No, because I got a fucking thing in my ear. So tomorrow, July 1st, they're going to rip it out, shoot Botox in my ear to kill the hair underneath that's all infected. Then they're going to fucking take skin off my leg. No, they're going to stitch it. So this side's going to be a little pulled up. Like, so this eye's been fucked up. Now this eye's, it's going to be like, I'm thinking about suicide, but I haven't written the letter yet. You know what I'm saying? Like
the early stages.
So that's fucking tomorrow. For you people who are concerned about Uncle Joey and his aging little heart. My heart's fucking great shape. Even Whoop has been sending me messages that my resting heartbeat is going down, that my cardiovascular is off the system. It is. I'll tell you guys later. I can't brag here because people want to karate chop me and shit.
That's awesome.
And then next Thursday, they're going to yank out this tooth, and this cocaine thing. So this is going to be out of commission for the whole weekend of the 11th. That's why I'm going to see Theo on the 9th in Philadelphia, because that's my last rah-rah night. Then Thursday, there's a jiu-jitsu guys coming in to do a seminar. So at first I thought it was Thursday the 10th, but it works out it's July the 11th. So they're going to rip this tooth out, and they're going to put a set of braces like Jelly Roll for like a month. And then in September, they're going to put this row in. And then in like November, they're going to put this row in the teeth. And by December, I could eat fucking spare ribs.
Congratulations.
So,
are you looking forward to it?
Oh, yeah. I've been counting the days. I can't wait till they shoot needles in my mouth and fucking stitches and fucking, blood. And the guy's yanking. Because this is a 62-year-old molar. This ain't coming out with like a little ting, 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 ting.
No.
This is like the guy wears a helmet. And he's got like a tow truck, and they put it on there, and they got to keep numbing it. Pull, and it's like fucking pull. And what's those 2 fags in the movie about social media? Facebook?
The
remember
social
they wrote
network?
the little bite, the whatever twins, the Bopsy twins.
Oh,
pull.
geez, the Bopsy twins.
Pull. That's me. So that's that pull. He's a little Russian guy. He's like 5'2". He's going to have a hell of a day, and I'm going to put the seatbelt on to fuck with him. He's going to have his foot on my neck. I cannot do this. Yeah, keep pushing, Bruno. Keep pushing, Boris.
Oh, my God.
So that's July 11th. So I got a softball tournament that week. I don't even think I'm going down. I'm just going to rest with like a fucking thing on my head. And then I'm just going to recuperate for a few weeks, and then we come back in August, like herpes. Bam, it'll be nice and hot. We'll do a couple pop-up shows. And then we're ready for fucking Philly the 27th. And then we pop on a fucking flight. I talked to some people. I'm talking to some people, you know what I'm saying? They're going to take us right to Fort Lauderdale, drop us off in a helicopter.
No
We're
way.
going to get dropped off in parachutes.
Am I gonna have like the Israeli flag on my parachute?
He's getting 6 parachutes. One of them is not going to open.
We already know.
We already know that. You can't kill a Jew in this climate. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be something like an Argentinian. We got to bring somebody else for this.
Why does someone have to die?
Because why make it fun? It's like Randy Rhoads. You know what I'm saying? Somebody died. Now we got to do the comedy show depressed. No. I'm just fucking with you guys.
I know.
And I don't know the exact dates for the other gigs. I know it's sometime in November. Like we have 2 shows in 1 month, but it's like Virginia and Maryland. It's like, I know it's, I don't know, Harris maybe. I don't know. Why am I lying to poor people? They're sitting there taking notes going, where are you traveling to? I have no idea. Right now I got Philadelphia and Fort Lauderdale. That is it, Jack. And I'm happy about that. It keeps me tuned up. Listen, man, I'm trying my fucking hardest. And it's so weird how after the show, like on the way home, all the material I forgot just miraculously started blowing out of my ass. Like, it's such a fucking mind fuck. And you and I were talking about this morning how I was doing great for like 22 minutes and I was still stepping on my lines. I'm like, God damn it, why am I fucking doing this? This line belongs to this joke.
Right.
I was rushing. I didn't know what I was doing. And you know what? But I still had a great time. I felt the heart from those people, and I tried to give it back, you know. And listen, that's all you could do as a stand-up comic.
So we like you skipped to like the end. We didn't talk at all. Like it was a great fucking dude. First of all, Prudential Hall was beautiful, and like the whole like
Is it Prudential Hall or
Yeah.
NJ Pack?
the NJ Pack is like the group, and there's rooms within NJ Pack, and the room we were in was called Prudential Hall. It was a 2860 something 20.
I mean, I didn't expect to see all those people. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Dude, I didn't
Those
even
tiers of people going up and up. And I'm
I didn't
like,
even see that.
I hope nobody jumps off this motherfucker because
Oh my god.
yeah, there was 4 tiers. That's a lot of fucking seats. And hey, listen, I'm fortunate. It was in my backyard. There was a lot of New Jersey supporting there that night.
yeah.
A lot of love from Jersey people, and I fucking thank them with all my heart. You know, my daughter got to watch it. That picture you sent me, that's a great picture.
Of her watching it?
Yeah, her like enthused watching it. I looked at it. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Dude, I can't tell you, knowing you for so long, knowing her since she was a kid, like how cool it was just to, and Terry being there too, but even just like to know what you've done with Mercy, and like because she's come to a few shows and she always has a lot of fun, and so like
Oh yeah, she always.
I like, when she came on stage, I grabbed her. I was like, "You can stand right here," and she just loved it.
When I was a kid, my mom had that bar, and when I first got to McKinley, you know, I was like one of the only Cuban kids. And on Fridays, we were supposed to do the ecology club.
Okay.
After school, we're supposed to go to the ecology club, and the other half would have to go to George, the place in Union City that you wanted me to play, across from the 4-star diner. But what's the Catholic school that's back there? There's like a Catholic something back there. There was a church. I think they had Larry McNeil's father there. But behind there was a catechism. So either you had to go to that or
Ecology class.
what were we talking about here? I forget. Oh, so on Fridays, I would go to my mother's bar after catechism, and I would always bring 3 kids. And my mother would always go, let them sit at the bar and give them a Coke with a cherry in it. I still talk to 2 of those kids today. And every time at the end of the conversation, they're like, dog, I still remember going up to your mother's bar and sit at the bar with grown people and feeling like an adult for fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I remember walking out of there and going home. Dean LaPrete told me he went home. He used to go home and beat up his brother because he goes, just out of fucking principle. I would go home and light him up because I felt like a man. And that's the same thing. You give them that little window of them feeling like an adult. That not even an adult. She knows she's a young woman. She knows it. They give her that feeling just for 2 or 3 hours. Then we take it back from her. But she remembers that. And she's like, dog, I was out. People were drinking. I smelled reefer. You know, she's not fucking stupid. And I don't want her to be raised. I want her to know what this shit is.
Right. And there is a part of that, but I also think like she was just so proud of you. Like she just likes seeing you do your shit.
She
like,
who
and like
doesn't?
yeah, she
You know,
feels like
who
an adult,
doesn't?
but I think
She's
it's like also like, you know.
She's my daughter. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to hide anything from her. Listen, you don't want to hide shit from your fucking kids because you're going to pay for it later on. And they're going to come at you and go, why didn't you ever tell me? And okay, you don't lose the relationship. But somewhere along the line, they're like, why wouldn't you tell me about something like that?
Right.
Were you scared? Were you ashamed? Were you... So I wanted to know the truth and nothing but the truth. When she told me she was talking to her girlfriend on the phone, and she whipped out my book and read the first paragraph to her little 12-year-old friend, and they both started fucking crying. They had to close the book up. That's I don't mind. I don't mind. She knows. She's so retarded, though. When we got home that night, she said something to my wife. We're eating the muffins, and she said to my wife, when I get older, I'm not going to drink cocaine. And me and my wife
What? Just out of nowhere? That's fantastic.
She's like, yeah, when I get old, I'm never going to drink cocaine. And we're like, okay then. Drink cocaine. You know what I'm saying?
What do you say to that?
They took something from it.
From what?
They just, I'm going to tell you the creepiest story, guys. I never told none of you motherfuckers. I went to PS 166, but around the corner, when I was growing up, was PAL. Right on 88th Street in Amsterdam. And you signed up. And some of them taught you how to box. You shot pool. They taught you how to smoke cigarettes. Didn't matter if you were 5 or 6. But one of the earliest things they did was they took us to a trip to the police station. This is when they cared about the kids in the precinct. And what they did was they showed you what a cop did, so as you got older, you were their friend. Why don't they do that today? To save fucking $10?
Do they not do that anymore?
No. Why would they bring a kid to a police station and show them what happens when you go to jail and let them get fingerprinted, put them in the fucking holding tank, give them a holding lunch with the old salami
I didn't get a
when
lunch.
they're 6 or 7, and then let them ask stupid fucking questions. You don't want to scare them straight, but we were so young and the world was different, they let you shoot a 22.
No, they did not.
Into a fucking target, and you took the target home with you. Dog, I'll never forget this shit. They also gave you like a junior G-man badge, but they also did a thing about drugs. And at the time, I knew my godfather smoked weed. And, they're like, if you know anybody who smokes pot, turn them in. And I'm like, I'm fucking turning my godfather. Are you fucking kidding me? So I went home with my mom. I showed my mom the fingerprints and shit. She goes, what'd they teach you? Like, I talked about drugs and pot. And she goes, did you say anything? I go, no. And like 2 days later, that bitch showed up with a fucking baggage. And she had coke, she had weed, she had pills, and a little bit of brown heroin. And she goes, this is what they look like if you want to know, just so you know. Just so nobody else can tell you otherwise. This is what it looks like. If you have any questions, ask them now. And I was like, no. And she took them away, and that was it. But it took that, because I was going to be at a bar all the time with her. She owned the bar. So she didn't want you sitting there fucking like a goofball, because you hear things. Unless you're deaf as a child.
Right.
You hear things. You hear, little things. As you get older, they talk without the door being closed. They do certain things that now you hear things and now you can't explain them in your head.
Especially with like the internet these days, you can't really hide anything from kids.
No, and you got to listen. When that little girl told me that she knew about my other daughter, when she told my wife fucking ran upstairs and called me right away. And she said she's known for 3 or 4 years, 5 years, and never said nothing.
Did she just save it for like the right moment?
That's even the creepiest thing I've ever heard in my life.
That's fantastic.
And I asked her. She said, I heard you on the phone one time. And I went online and looked it up, and there she was. And I've been to places where people pop up the picture, and they'll go, is that Mercy? And I'll just look at them and go, no. That's a little girl I bumped into 20 years ago. And she would sit there and see that picture. For her not to say nothing. So she knows, and I wanted her to know. Why are you hiding this shit from your kids for? I can't tell her everything. Like, I'm not going to show her a fucking dildo. She's 12. I mean, on the way home, I asked if she wanted to go to the strip club.
No, on the way home from what, the show?
Yeah, I've asked her both nights. You want to listen? I know the bartender. I'll give her $50. Just go in there, look around, look at the women, and decide right now what you want to do with your life. And she was like, Dad, I already know what they do at a strip club. That's what kids remember. They're not going to remember all the other shit. They remember shit like that. When they're at a bar and their stupid friends, like my dad once smoked a vapor. Listen, you know what I'm saying? Let me tell you about this motherfucker I lived with. And that's where they, talk their shit.
Yeah.
Nobody wants a dad that's a fag. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants a dad that's a fag. What'd your dad do? He played with Legos? Yeah. He was a dad. Did he ever bang mom? Did you ever see your mom come out of the bedroom with a wig all turned around? I told Mercy like 2 years ago, I go, Mercy, You think I should give mommy some loving tonight? And she goes, as long as I don't have a sibling the next day.
Oh my God. That's wild.
Yeah, dog, I'm not in that because the world is quick and you don't want your kid getting fought. I remember being a kid and people telling me, do you come yet? And I'm like 7. And they're like, you don't come yet? And I'm like, no, what is that? And they're like, stuff comes out of your dick. And you can write your name on it. For years, that fucked with me. I'm like, I can't wait to be 13 to write and come my name on the wall. I couldn't even write a letter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
No.
disgusting. But this is the shit older kids tell you. And now you believe that shit.
Oh yeah, especially.
And now you
then.
got to say it one day in front when you're 13. Yeah, I came on the wall and everybody looks at you like, shut the fuck up, you idiot. And now, next thing you know, you're on the B team. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They move you down. Listen, you can hang out with us no more till you get your shit together.
Sent down to the minors.
That's it.
Holy shit.
It's tough, man, but
And do you see her like not falling for shit her friends are falling for? Like, do you see like the fruits of your labors?
yes and no. Yes, she won't listen to me. Like when I start going off, like she watches Friends and she knows I hate that fucking show. So anytime I can piss on Friends, I'll do it, and she just shakes her head. But she won't quit watching Friends. And I respect her for that. She won't go, yeah, Dad, it sucks. Fuck no, she's in there. And when I knock on the door, she's like, what are you doing, Friends? I'm like, Jesus Christ, close the door, Dad. That's it. That's it. Yeah, like I say shit to her. She knows, man. They all know. We all knew our parents did creepy things. We might not even remember. You know your dad was a creepazoid. That motherfucker had Playboys in the basement. He hid them inside pizza cans and shit.
But I didn't know back then. But like now, I like
You put it
looking
together.
back. I remember smelling weed through the heating vents.
That's it. You didn't see none of his pornography collection? None of his little boy collection or nothing? You didn't see his little
Jesus Christ.
his little ditty collection?
There was no Diddy collection, but yeah, there were some VHS tapes.
Yeah, everybody. That's it. Did you ever pop one in? And
Of course,
get
I
a-
would rewind it back to where it was.
Did you get a Woody and stuff? Your face get all
Oh.
red and shit?
The red face probably, but my face is usually red. But I have no idea. Yeah, it was my introduction to it was VHS tapes.
That's why I don't like. I'm always home when she gets home from school. I watch her come in. I sit outside or I sit close or I watch her come in. So I see what she looks like when she comes in. And then I feed her and then she does whatever the fuck she wants. But I always thought that my worst times when I would come home and look around, the shit you found. That's the worst thing for a kid. I used to find the creepiest things, and then go, what the fuck? And then it's your fault for looking.
But like, do you also monitor like what she does online? Like, do you see her history and
Her
stuff?
mother does more than monitoring online. Her mother does. I don't know what I'm doing.
Right,
I
but
don't know
someone's
what I'm
looking
doing,
at
But
it.
I fucking talk to her a lot. And I talk to her about the video games. Has anybody spoken to you? She's already told me about a situation that happened to her. So we're good. We're good
Okay.
there. We're good. I don't know what I'm doing on there. I don't even know if she plays Roblox.
Yeah, that can get creepy.
One of those. I don't know. I don't even know if it's Roblox.
Yeah,
She does
that's-
one of them. And they're all creepy. But we know a guy. Remember you met him, the guy in LA that made games. So before she downloads a game, my wife calls him. And he'll tell my wife whether the game is good for her to watch or shitty for her to watch. It's a fucking great deal. So
Nice. That's awesome. It was great. It was great to see Terry too. It was just she was so happy, and yeah, the show was awesome. It took me like a minute, like because I've heard from comics on podcasts talk about it like in bigger rooms like that like the sound comes back at you in a way. Like it was like I've done theaters with you.
it
I
does
like
what? I'm
like
sorry.
the sound just came back like echoey a little bit, and it took me a few minutes in my set, and then like towards the middle I really started to have a lot of fun.
You got loose.
Yeah.
To see a lot of people like that. It's like when you walk into a club. You ever park in New York City You're like, oh my God, let's get to the club, Mickey. And you walk in, and all of a sudden you turn, and there's a fucking line of 800 people. And you're like, and all of a sudden it takes your breath away. Just the energy there goes, and you go, oh my God. And you're like, what do you want to do? And all of a sudden you get irritated, right? Don't you get irritated right away? What do you want to do? You want to wait on this line? I don't know. Where's my friend Sebastian? Sebastian is nowhere to be found.
But to be honest with you, I don't know if it was just because we came in the back. I didn't see anybody. A couple people beeped at me as I was walking up, but that's it. I don't think I looked up because I don't normally look up at like a comedy show. Nick put up a Instagram story today of like the 4 tiers. I swear to on my mother's life, I didn't know there were 4 tiers.
You think I fucking knew?
I didn't look at
I didn't
shit.
fucking know. Were you there when the guy came in? He goes, would you like to look at our theater? And I'm like, nope.
I wanted
he
to.
Goes,
You
we
didn't
put all this craftsmanship. He goes, you want all this craftsmanship? I go, I don't want to shit my pants. If I go out there now, I start judging. And what's that called? Where you
right.
Yeah, you don't need to see shit. You just got to be funny.
Right.
You want to see something? Like Cubans say, no way no, veas el culo.
But it was so cool. Like,
yeah,
everyone there was shit. So cool.
All that, listen, when I spoke to Lee this morning, we spoke at about 9:30. I had an appointment at 10:30. And we spoke about all the variables. We spoke about, I forgot the material, the sound, the feedback. There was some other thing we discussed. And at the end of the day, I just wasn't prepared. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it was 2 weeks. I had done a set the night before. I was still going to come up with like 20 new minutes of material. Obviously, it didn't fucking work. I had to substitute to the B shit. But at the end of the day, I hate when comics say that. Well, the echo, it goes back. Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Just do your shit.
And no, yeah, I got used to it. I think
Lee, you did great.
Well, thank you. It was a great show. Aaron Berg killed. He's so fucking funny.
Did you go out there and look at the theater before you went out there?
No.
Beautiful. And I wouldn't let you. We're from that old school. You need to see nothing.
No.
Like the Cubans said, no way now, ass el culo. That means don't see nothing. Look at your ass. You want to see something? Look at your ass. Don't see nothing.
Yeah. But and I know what you're saying. I'm not gonna, because I hate when you think you didn't have a good show and people try to convince you did. But it looked like you were having a lot of fun out there for the whole time.
Dog, I'm leaving the house saying to myself that it does, like 3-5 years ago before the pandemic, what was fucking me up so much was I was going up there and saying I can't fail. That was the wrong attitude. It was go up there, have fun, and fuck him in the ear. What's that? Fuck him in the other ear. What movie is that?
What?
Fuck him in the ear. Fuck him in the other ear. Goodfellas or one of those stupid movies. My point is that stand-up is about going up there, eating an edible, smoking some dope, whatever sets you loose. If it's a cocktail, if it's what? Goodfellas.
That's really a line from Goodfellas? Yeah. I thought that was a joke.
You know, I mean, guys, stand up at the end of the day. You're supposed to go up there, you know, going like, I mean, the true attitude, if you're getting more than $100 a show for doing an hour, right? Let's say you're getting $300 a show for doing an hour. Your attitude is you're going up there and you're like, some idiot. I mean, that's the joke. That's why as you're walking to the stage, there should be nothing on your mind. You got to say 2 things to yourself. And it's funny. Some people are going to take it the wrong way because they take everything the wrong way. But like when you're getting $500 a show on a Tuesday or whatever, you're like, this fucking idiot. You know, they're paying me $500 to do something I would do for free.
Right. Or pay to do. When
you do stand-up, basically, they're paying you for the gas, the tolls. That's what you're paying for. When you get there, you're like, they want to pay me how much to do this stupid shit? I'll go up there and fucking flip around and blow bottle rockets out of my ass. As long as you're having fun, the audience is going to have fun.
Right.
Right or wrong. Now, at a different level, I'm walking out there going, I can't believe these 2,000 people showed up. Like, they actually paid. Like, you have to, like, be happy on the way up there. Like, somebody's finally paying you. For 18 years, you had to bring 4 people, an organ player, go up at midnight, wait a year for a check. You know what I'm saying? And now, for once, what do you have to be fucking sad about? And I think that sometimes with comedy or in life, it's how you look at the situation. Because I was the king of that shit. It's how you, I used to go to the doctor scared. I'm going to get a needle in my arm. On the whole way there, you're just building up fear and anxiety. By the time I get there, my hands would be, they would put the fucking paper towels in both my hands. Now I go to the doctor like, I'm going to torture the fucking chick who takes blood out of me. Or something. But it's not the fear. You know, like before I go on stage, I told Nick a joke before I went up. I did the joke. It was the dumbest joke in the world about Carvel. So, Mr. Softies, my neighborhood is so boring. Mr. Softies stopped coming. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You know why? Because I was high.
Right.
And I was giggling at myself. I'm looking at you with the Auschwitz feet, and I'm fucking dying of laughter. But that's what it is.
Right.
It's the attitude. It's not like I'm going to go up there and my sound is going to ricochet. Who gives a fuck? I don't need to hear shit. I just need to fucking watch him laughing. I don't need to hear nothing.
Right.
I want to hear my boring jokes. What do I want to hear them for? I can talk to myself all day.
Right. But that's why it's like, and you have to be hard on yourself, but you're being, people had a really good time at the show, I think.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the way home, I thought about that also. And I saw those people. I saw the people that came in the back. There was a lot of people in the back I never met before. Gino's daughters. I never knew them before. They were like, your nephew just went to meet with my dad. And I'm like, he's here. And I showed him to him. I don't know if you saw them. I never met these people before, but I could see the look on their face. My friend Gabby, her niece came. I thought the tickets were for her. And she goes, no, I have to give him my license. So she gave the niece her license. They didn't let her in. I didn't know a lot of those people. But I could see that they were happy. Gabby's called me 3 fucking times and said, she went backstage, Joe. You let her in? I go, yeah, those are the passes. You know, so that's what you look at.
And dude, it's like, because even if you have like a good set, like a B or B plus, even A minus, there's always going to be like a better set or a better, it could have gone better. But that doesn't mean like, you know, that it wasn't good or people didn't. Because but you also, you said you wanted to do jokes you didn't do. You say that every time you go on stage. You also always say, I have nothing, I don't know what I'm going to say to these people.
Until I get up there and start milking the vein. I don't know shit.
And dude.
There's times I have to watch you guys and go, oh, fuck. Like, thank God Aaron Burr goes up before me sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
He'll say something about his kid, and I go, there you go. Now I remembered that. And I do that at the dojo on purpose to get my memory going. It's a discipline. It's an exercise to get your coconut fucking thinking. But when I'm in front of 2,800 people, there's no exercising. There's executing.
Right.
Big fucking difference. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I meant. I'm mad that I got stuck.
Do you think you went to something you were more confident? Like, I know, like the jokes you did were new jokes, but like,
I forgot everything, Lee. I forgot shit that I could go to that's very, like, New Jersey-ish. I forgot a ton of shit, man.
Happens all the time.
I know it does. And, you know, people go, well, you need to stop smoking reefer. No. I'm going to smoke more fucking reefer from now on. So you guys, where are you this week anyway for the 4th of July? What are you going to do?
For the 4th, it's my uncle's 80th birthday. I'm going back to Boston for a couple of days.
No comedy up there?
I reached out for another week, but not this week.
Oh, say, can you see? Wait, you got any fireworks? What are we doing for the 4th?
Yeah, we're going to watch fireworks.
You didn't get none of those Israeli fireworks? They go boom. They go not just boom. They go boom. Boom 2 times. You didn't get any of those?
Not yet. Not
with the face of Netanyahu on it? No
Netanyahu bombs.
I have no idea what I'm doing for the 4th of July. We're going to go to the city, but there's too many Jews in the city for the 4th. That's got to scare you a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I'm leaving.
To Boston.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't want to be in a building we get bombed or a fucking helicopter goes into it or something. And then...
You're a glass half full kind of guy.
What?
glass half full. Why is all this terrible things going to happen?
It's the 4th of July. People go crazy. People are angry. New York's got that new primary mayor. People are mad about that. If you got property in New Jersey, kick your mother out because you're about to make millions. If your mother lives in the basement, tell her, bitch, it's time to go, Jack. You know what I'm saying? We're making millions. I'll buy you a little hut in South Jersey once the smoke clears. We're making big money in North Jersey now.
Why?
Because that guy, if he wins, all those people, and Jack Ciattarelli, the Republican, wins as governor, all those people are going to move to northern New Jersey.
Damn.
Big money, you know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be doing a podcast. We'll open up an office, some bitches.
What are the bitches going to do?
Whatever you want them to do. Help your girlfriend with the muffins. Listen, who would you eat a muffin from? A topless chick that gave you a muffin? Or some scotchado from Starbucks with sunglasses and green hair? You know what I'm saying? That's what you need in your life.
It's a real easy choice.
Would you like soy milk? Yeah, in my ass. That's why I want soy milk, all right? Well, no fucking soy milk. I want the real McCoy.
But who goes to a topless place to get a muffin?
Well, that's what we're going to find out. Wouldn't you like to go to a topless muffin coffee place in the morning? They got them in Florida, topless coffee.
Do they really have coffee?
Yeah, you pull
that
up.
That seems like it's way too hot to be topless around.
What?
What if they spill it on themselves?
Who gives a fuck? They're titties. You know what I'm saying? You take them to Texas and you get them rebranded. That's when a fake tit was invented. They got a Lucchese company, like the boot company in Nashville, the Italians. They got one down there for your titties.
Really?
Remember, titties were invented at the University of Texas.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Doug, who
invented titties?
What are we doing here? What the? Great movie.
This is a real thing?
Yeah. What Austin or? Dallas, yes. Big money, Dallas. Big titties. Big money, big titties. Everybody went nuts and everybody in the club getting tipsy. So that's when the fake tit was invented.
I learn something every week on this podcast.
That's what these podcasts and comedy routines are about. You always go home with a ha-ha and a hee-hee and a mental note. Like, I didn't know that titties were, invented down there. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do for the 4th. I don't want to sit at home. I don't feel like driving 3.5 hours in. I have to drive back on fucking Sunday morning and stop at Celia Cruz. That's my favorite. I go in there and get the Nathan's hot dog with the fucking French fries, and they have the coconut ice that you pop in the little thing.
Right.
Tremendous.
But like that, I was just gonna ask. Like, you don't want to do like a grill, like put hot dogs and hamburgers.
How old are we now? How many fucking hamburgers and hot dogs? We just had the best hot dogs we're gonna have. I'm gonna sit there at somebody's house with some half fucking shitty hot dogs. They're ballpark. Oh, am I fucking excited? They're not Georgie dogs. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't got that type of class.
That's true.
You know, and they want to make you those scotchard meatballs, those scotchard fucking hamburgers where they don't put no seasoning in it. I don't want to do that again. Then potato salad, I don't want to do that again. Well, happy 4th of July, everybody. It's a good Friday. Now I'm bored Saturday and Sunday scratching my balls. I don't want to do that shit.
Would you ever bring your own food to a barbecue? Like if you knew someone's food stunk?
Oh, yeah. If I knew somebody's an anti-professional, you show up with your own shit. You know what I'm saying? If I know George's going to be there with American cheese slices from Kraft,
right?
You got to show up with something. George thinks I'm going to let him forget that. That's going to be on his tombstone. This motherfucker showed up to a barbecue in Long Island Italians with Kraft slices, the ones that you remove once. Then he wonders why I don't invite him back.
Those aren't bad, though.
If you're a communist, if you're in prison, not if you're in liberty, not if you believe in freedom. You know what I'm saying?
And let me ask you this, Joey. What year was this cheese transgression? Like
about 5 years ago, 6 years
ago. Oh, okay. I thought it was when you were in your 20s.
No.
5.
That's why he got dumped.
5 or 6
He showed up with American cheese in front of our family. They're old school Italian. That's it. They pulled her aside and said, you got to give them walking papers. 90 days. They love him. But
for cheese. That's fucked up.
Bro, they've let people go for less. Old school Italian people don't fuck around, dog. There's some shit you just can't show up with. That's what I'm trying to always caution you.
Could you get like, if like, let's say he went to the deli and got like nice sliced American cheese, like they sliced it for him.
First of all, he should have showed up with nice, fresh sliced cheese, and also, he knows he should have showed up with mozzarella and some nice pepperoni bread or whatever the fuck. But they don't have that there, and yeah. So you bring a little cheese, but you dope it up a little bit of mozzarella, nice with the salt water,
Right.
with the mozzarella pimple water.
Right. You can't, and I love you, George, but you can't bring, this is making more sense, like a package of American cheese slices instead of like a ball of mozzarella.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay, I thought you were making burgers.
Unless your neighbor's friend is Chad or fucking, Truty. Yeah, wow, you can't.
I don't even
like
know if that's a knife, George. That's a rough one.
Yeah, I'll throw you out for less. You know what I'm saying? I swear to God, man. So you got no gigs this week, Lee? Just tomorrow?
I have tonight. I have tonight. Yeah.
Tonight?
Or when this comes out.
Okay. And where you at tonight?
The comic strip at 8 o'clock.
And it's a showcase.
Yes.
Go down there and support Lee Syatt tomorrow night at the comic strip. And let me tell you something else, ladies and gentlemen. This week is the 4th of July. With what's been going on lately in the fucking world, make it the best 4th of July you know. Put your fucking Nazi helmet on and get ready, because some deep shit might happen, or then again, something might not happen. But the only thing that's supposed to happen is we're supposed to be the best Americans that we could fucking ever be. And that's all you could do. Me, I don't vote, but I pay taxes. I pay taxes on reefer. I do all the right things. I don't jaywalk. I do all the right things. I did my crime. I did my time. I paid my debt to society. And what do you want from me? I got a warrant in Seattle, but fuck that. That was 30 years ago, and I've never got in trouble again. So who won that fucking dog fight? Hello? Anyway, happy 4th of July to you and your families. Appreciate the liberties that you have. Why are you at home watching stupid fucking games and getting ready for the Jets? Who gives a fuck? Go out there and be a fucking American. That's it. Trump is helping you. He's cleaning out the country. He's helping you now. You got no more excuses. Why would I want to mow a lawn? Mexicans are going to mow a lawn. White people are going to be in demand again. Thank God to Trump. That's it. But do you really want the job? That's next week's podcast. Do you really want the fucking job after Trump gets rid of it? Are you going to learn how to bake? Are you going to learn how to clean a bathroom? No! Anyway, I love you guys. Happy 4th of July with your families. Stay black. Don't forget to support Lee tonight at the comic strip. What street? Lee, you're sitting there like you don't even know where you're at. Look at you.
I don't know what street it's on. It's the comic strip in the Upper East Side.
Comic strip on the Upper East Side. I love you, motherfuckers. Stay black. Have a great week. Hey, what's going on? Uncle Joe here. Listen, it's 4th of July weekend. If your dick is malfunctioning, it's time for some Blue Chew, Jack. Blue Chew is the brand you know and love for offering chewable tablets for better sex. Now they're launching something new. You ready? Blue Chew Max combines the active ingredients of Viagra and Cialis into one chewable. You're about to be unstoppable. Listen, if you thought Blue Chew was good, wait till you get the Blue Chew Max. You can get started even without leaving the couch. Sign up at BlueChew.com. Chat with one of their licensed medical providers, and if you're approved, you'll get a prescription within days, delivered to your house. Nobody knows nothing, not even the mailman. And get ready to polish that helmet and sling it, Jack. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. If you want it medium hard, hard, or fucking bang my head off the stove hard, Blue Chew got you covered. And we got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month of Blue Chew free. You're sitting there, Joey. Listen, I want the bang her head on the pipe one. Yeah, you sure I can get it for free? Free! When you press in promo code Joey, Joey, just pay a fin for shipping. That's $5. That's it. Nobody knows nothing. That's promo code Joey. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. Like, don't eat two of them because you might sink the fucking ship. You know what I'm saying? You might have to drive on the 4th of July. Shit's hanging out. You don't want to do that. But anyway, that's a complete different type of party. I want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast and for giving this tremendous offer. So that's promo code Joey when you visit BlueChew.com. Right now, go look at yourself in the mirror and go, beep, 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 beep. I'm ready to sling some dick. Have a great 4th of July.